cloud computing or IT security. What you see here now is the management coming out. Head of Product Development, Robert Wendt. Arthur Kampik from LeanVal and Jan Burgard from Berylls. The ETF being listed today is a co-project of those three. LeanVal is Beryl is doing the industry focus, is selecting the shares in the ETF, and LeanVal is securing the financial performance, the strength. And let me say a few words about the ETF. It comprises of 4 trends in the automotive and mobility innovation sector. It's the connectivity and the theme field of autonomous driving, shared mobility and electrification. The thing about theme ETFs, they give you a chance as an investor, they give you a chance to invest, to get an exposure to a trend, which normal classical sector ETFs cannot really do, because classical sector separation is not really covering all fields of a trend, of a theme, as thematic ETF can. And it's most of them, we have, like what I said earlier, 166 here, traded on Xetra and Frankfurt floor at the moment. They consist of many sectors, many companies active in a theme, in an area, but being a part of a different sector. There are several ways of composing a thematic ETF. One is you really do research and check what a company is focused on, or the other way, which is quite often done as well, is to do it by artificial intelligence and to check the reportings of the company for keywords. Those are the 2 strategies ETF sponsors at the moment are using to compose the ETFs, or better to say the index companies are using them, and the ETF is just tracking the index. WisdomTree was founded in 2006. They had their first ETF listed in Frankfurt at 2015. Now at the moment they have 190 ETFs and ETPs, and ETPs is ETNs and ETCs listed here, and had a turnover in the WisdomTree products this year so far of 5.7 billion euros. The focus is on equity, on bonds, but with a large amount of activity in cryptocurrencies and in short leveraged products, which you can only cover with an ETN, of course, because this cannot be with a factor of more than 2, it cannot be a fund, but then you have an exchange traded note. Here you see Jan Burgard from Berylls, one of the partners in this ETF offering going public today. If you want to invest in an ETF, of course, first thing to think about is, of course, your strategy. What's your horizon? Are you a long-term investor, building up your wealth for long terms, more than 10, 15 years maybe? Then, of course, it's excellent to use an ETF. You have a diversification. It's easy. It's cheap comparably. It's transparent, and it's very flexible, very liquid. You can always sell and buy your shares. You're part of the ETF. That's a really, really big advantage, and that's one of the major reasons why ETFs have become so popular here in Germany. A lot of people using them in a savings plan, and we have at least 3.5 million active savings plans in Germany at the moment. And one of those new bank offerings, they just published, the neo-broker, and a neo-broker just published data about their customers, and they had actually the highest assets under management from private investors in ETFs. The highest turnover in shares from active traders, but long-term private investors, they love saving plans in ETFs, and that's quite sensible. And if you're getting deeper into this and you try to do a little bit tactic investments, part of your money besides, you can do a core satellite, the other way around strategy. You invest major parts, your basis in standard ETFs with a broad diversification, and little satellites can be perfectly well strategic thematic ETFs covering one sector of a mega trend like automotive innovations, the one that's listed here today. What you're looking here at the moment is the new area we designed for going public, some companies. We will have it very populated on Thursday, we hope, when Börse is going public. You can watch that as well on our YouTube channel. And here, Kurt Gebhardt, member of the executive committee for Börse Frankfurt, is welcoming the guests.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear representatives and guests of WisdomTree. On behalf of Deutsche Börse, I would like to welcome you to the trading floor of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. We have come together here in the heart of the German capital market and right in the middle of continental Europe's most important financial center. We are pleased to celebrate your most recent ETF listing with you today, the WisdomTree Global Automotive Innovators ETF. We are delighted to welcome you here today as one of the largest ETF and ETP issuers in Europe. WisdomTree has a highly valued business partner of Deutsche Börse for many years now. Your first ETF was listed on Xetra in February 2015. Ever since, these ETFs have provided investors with diversified access to dividend-paying equities in several key investment regions of the world, including Europe, the US, and emerging markets. Since then, you have expanded your product range substantially by offering ETFs on other asset classes such as fixed income and commodities. Furthermore, by successfully completing the acquisition of the Boost and ETF securities product ranges, and by launching additional products of your own, WisdomTree has become the largest issuer of exchange-traded products on our trading venue. This is an achievement you can truly be proud of. With it, you have also made an important contribution to the attractiveness of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange for investors. As of today, investors can choose among 170 WisdomTree products on Xetra, an offering unparalleled in its depth and breadth. Many of your products are ranked among the most actively traded ETPs on any given trading day here. The total trading volume in your products on Xetra has already surpassed 5.7 billion euro this year, a new record compared to the same periods in previous years. And in view of this year's difficult market environment, I find this particularly remarkable. WisdomTree products have also played an important role in the launch of our ETC segment and more recently in the successful development of our new crypto ETN offering. By listing single coin and basket ETNs on cryptocurrency, you have once again been at the forefront of an entire new asset class accessible through ETNs. We therefore would like to thank you sincerely for choosing Xetra as one of your preferred European listing venues. It has been a pleasure for us to be part of your journey so far, and we very much look forward to support you in your future growth ambitions. Before we will celebrate the listing of your new ETF with the ringing of the stock exchange bell, I would like to turn the floor over to you, Robert. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the kind introduction. We gather today to celebrate the listing of the WisdomTree Global Automotive Innovators ETF on Deutsche Börse, etc. WisdomTree is proud to be an innovation driver in the global ETF industry. We were the first ETF issuer to launch self-indexed dividend-weighted ETFs back in 2016. And more recently, we became a leader in the ever-growing space of thematic ETFs as well. The WisdomTree Global Automotive Innovators UCITS ETF is the 9th member of our hugely successful thematic ETF range in Europe. The global automotive industry is currently undergoing a fundamental transformation with new technologies and business models emerging, while existing technologies and players are threatened to become irrelevant in the long run. This sea change in the automotive industry called for an ETF which gives investors exposure to the leading companies of today and to those which stand to benefit most from the transformation of the industry going forward. It would be impossible for an ETF provider to capture such a complex theme without the deep domain knowledge of an industry expert. Therefore, I'm more than happy and proud that we found two partners which support the product with their domain knowledge and financial expertise: Berylls Strategy Advisors and LeanVal Research. The deep industry expertise of Berylls, coupled with LeanVal's research capabilities, ensure that our new ETF is robust both in terms of industry focus and financial performance. Building a new ETF involves many different teams and stakeholders and can take quite some time. I think the idea for this ETF was first born in Berylls almost 3 years ago, so I'm more than happy that today we can finally celebrate the launch and the listing of the WisdomTree Global Automotive Innovators UCITS ETF on Deutsche Börse. I would like to thank everybody who helped to get this product to the ramp, especially our two partners, Berylls and LeanVal, all the internal WisdomTree teams who worked hard on this product, and finally Irish Life investment managers who will be managing this fund on a day-to-day basis. Finally, I would also like to thank Deutsche Börse for hosting this wonderful event and for listing our product. And with this, I would like to hand over to Arthur for some remarks from LeanVal. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. A couple of months ago, we saw the listing of Daimler Truck here at Deutsche Börse, and in 2 days, there will be even a much bigger IPO of Porsche. I think this is a good example of the fundamental change in the automotive sector in the whole world. And it's not about buying and building or building and selling beautiful cars. It's even not about building and selling beautiful electric cars. There are new business cases in sectors like connectivity, like services, like shared mobility. And there are a lot of companies emerging around the world which we do never heard about in Europe and which might become the global lead in the future. The listing of the WisdomTree Automotive Innovators ETF here in Frankfurt at Deutsche Börse allows the investors to participate in this global transformation of the mobility sector. This is a unique ETF, first listed in Frankfurt, and it's a special cooperation between WisdomTree as the product manager and product manufacturer, the consulting company Berylls, who has the top-down view on the whole automotive sector, and LeanVal Research, who is responsible for the fundamental valuation and the bottom-up selection of the 100 most innovative, most interesting, and maybe most exciting automotive stocks in the world. Thanks.
These were the welcome words, and now the bell ringing. Photo shooting at the end of the opening bell with WisdomTree here on Frankfurt floor. You see from the right to the left Arthur Kampik from LeanVal with a bell in his hand, Robert Wendt from WisdomTree, and the second from the right, Jan Burgard from Berylls. The three partners in a listing of in the developing and bringing public of an ETF focusing on thematic ETF focusing on the automotive innovation industry, setting new trends in mobility. And if you're interested in the ETF, just check out Börse-Frankfurt.de. The symbol is WCAR, WCAR, easy to find, and there you have all the key master data and, of course, price data for the ETF, tradable on Xetra and Frankfurt floor as of today. Congratulations to WisdomTree, and I say goodbye here. Thank you for your interest in our broadcast, and hope to see you soon again for other events. The next opening bells. And in 2 days you can observe the going public of Porsche right here, same time in 2 days on Thursday morning. Bye-bye. Du siehst ein großes Maß an Improvisation.